Are you positive, being your best, helping others? Or do you need to make an adjustment? Don't wait till it's too late, till the relationship comes to an end, till the company says they don't need you anymore. Make the changes now. Get rid of anything you know that's holding you back. Being negative, finding fault, that old attitude doesn't smell good. It's going to taint you everywhere you go. This couple moved into a new neighborhood, and one morning while they were eating breakfast, the lady looked out the window and saw her neighbor hanging the wash on the line to dry. And she noticed the wash was so dirty and so dingy. She said to her husband, "That neighbor doesn't know how to wash. The clothes aren't clean. She must not even use detergent." Week after week, she looked out this window and saw the clothes and made the same comments about how dirty the laundry was. One morning, she looked out the window and the clothes were as clean and bright as could be. She couldn't believe it. She called her husband in, said, "Look, she finally learned how to wash. I wonder what happened." The husband smiled and said, "Honey, I got up early this morning and cleaned our windows." The problem wasn't that the neighbor's laundry was so dirty. The problem was the window the lady was looking out was not clean. Many times, how dirty our neighbor's clothes are depends on how clean our window is. The scripture says, "To the pure, all things are pure." And if you're always finding fault, complaining about the traffic, critical of your spouse, may I suggest your window is dirty? The problem is not external, it's internal. You're looking through a tainted filter. At some point, we have to look in the mirror and say, maybe I'm the one that needs to change. Maybe I've developed a habit of seeing what's wrong rather than what's right. That's why it's so important every morning to put on this fresh, new attitude. I'm excited about this day. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. I'm grateful for this job. I'm not focusing on what's wrong. Lord, I want to thank you for what's right in my life. You know what you're doing? You're cleaning your windows. 92-year-old man was moving into a senior's faith. That setback is setting you up for God to show out in your life. Instead of being sour, put on this fresh new attitude. Father, you said you'd give me beauty for these ashes. You said what was meant for harm, you would turn to my advantage. So Lord, I want to thank you that I'm not only coming out, but I'm going to come out better. In the scripture, Job went through a great trial. It wasn't fair. He didn't do anything wrong, but everything fell apart. And at first he had a bad attitude. He complained and was bitter, but he didn't stay there. When it looked like he was done, like there was no reason to have hope, he looked up to the heavens and said, "I know my Redeemer lives." He was saying, I know God is still on the throne. I know He's bigger than what I'm facing. He put on this fresh new attitude. If he would have stayed bitter, angry, discouraged, we wouldn't be talking about him. When it was all said and done, Job came out with twice what he had before. And in difficult times, it's tempting to get sour. Joel, I was doing the right thing and had this bad break. This setback came out of nowhere. You have to do like Job. Put your foot down and say, I refuse to go through life with a bad attitude. I am not going to let what happened to me, who did me wrong, what I didn't get, keep me from becoming all I was created to be. God, I know you being for me is more than the world being against me. That's what allows God to show out in your life. But too often, we're holding on to the hurts, disappointments, the things we don't understand. That poisons our attitude, steals our passion. You have to let it go. This is a new day. The scripture talks about how God created you to be like an eagle, to soar. What's interesting is an eagle doesn't eat anything that's dead. Unlike other animals that will eat a carcass, a coyote that will eat a dead cow, an eagle only feeds off of live foods, swoops down to the ocean and picks up a live fish. If you're going to be an eagle, if you're going to soar, you can't go back to the dead things in your life. Too many people are feeding off of what didn't work out. reliving the disappointments, the mistakes, the bad breaks. When they wake up, first thing they think about, who hurt them, the people that did them wrong. Quit feeding off that dead food. You can't put poison into your spirit and live a victorious life. Let it go. That's over and done. Now start feeding on live food. You know what's alive? You know the healthiest food you can put in your spirit? Promises from the Scripture. I am blessed and I cannot be cursed. I will live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. Thanks be to God who always causes me to triumph. What are you feeding on? Pay attention to what you're putting in your spirit. You're called to be an eagle, but sometimes we're acting like a chicken. Do you know a chicken will eat its own waste? A chicken feeds off of what's been discarded, off of what's supposed to be trash. Maybe that's why a chicken has wings, but it can't really fly. It holds on to what it should have released. You need to view the negative things in your life as waste. No, God doesn't waste it, but you're not supposed to feed on it. It's over. You've been through it. You've eliminated it. Now move on. Don't go back to what you've released. If you're always feeding off of what's been discarded, reliving old hurts, thinking about what you've lost, that's going to keep you from flying. But God didn't give you wings so you can stay on the ground. He didn't say you will mount up like chickens. He called you an eagle. He created you to soar. Don't let a wrong attitude keep you grounded.